Congratulations on making it this far. Day 3, you're doing wonderful. Come on over, lay down. Let's get right to our workout. Get your timer started. And we're gonna start with, this is day 3, active recovery and cool down core stretching. Core and stretching. Today we're gonna perform 2 exercises and 2 stretches. I'm gonna read right from this book here. First is the back extension. So lay down on the floor with your chest to the ground, and you're gonna lift your chest off the ground with your lower back muscles. You're gonna keep your legs and your hips firmly planted on the ground. You're actually gonna put the ball of your foot on the ground opposed to your shoelace to further stabilize yourself. Your hands should be in a field goal position or a U shape and not touch the ground. Okay, so your hands are off of the ground. If this is super challenging for you, and if it's painful, simply put your fingertips on the ground and assist your body to do this with your fingertips. And you could also do a smaller range of motion. Your range of motion will increase daily with practice. So it may be just this little range of motion, and it gets bigger. The most important thing is that you practice and create a standard for a range of motion. If you only move a millimeter like this, your muscles will contract in the same way a trained athlete with a larger 5-inch range of motion does if you are pushing yourself to your sub-maximal level of conditioning. So you want to push until you feel a little bit of a burn. You're going to practice this exercise until only 70 to 80% of your so-called max. Do not practice this exercise, the back extension, to your max until you are very accustomed to do it. It is not worth being sore in the lumbar spine. This is a very powerful exercise and one of the few selected exercises in this program to make it simple and effective. Record how many repetitions you can do comfortably in your notebook. Congratulations, you are creating new neurological pathways. This is called neurogenesis. Practicing these exercises, even with a smaller range of motion than you were hoping, is creating new pathways for blood transport and nerve function. You are completing your goal. From here, you're going to practice your first stretch, the modified cobra. You will be in the same position. Lay down on the ground with your chest to the ground and lift your chest the same way, but use your arms and place or stack your elbows directly under your shoulders. Look up from here to fully extend your spine. Oh, yes. Look right up. Feels great, that extension. You can add to the stretch by pulling your shoulders back and your shoulder blades together, or opening your heart. This stretch should be relaxing, and you can hold it for as long as 4 minutes with a minimum of 30 seconds daily for optimal results, especially if you sit for hours a day. You can even read a book from this position and create net time, where 2 things are done at once. You can make this stretch more challenging excuse me, by extending your arms into full cobra. Yet this is not needed, and if done, only 60 seconds is needed at most. This simple stretch can do wonders for the back if done properly, including the 4-minute prescription time. The second exercise for today is the N-up. We're going to do that in just a minute. You could hold your stretch. Let's read a little bit about this position here. This is a gymnastic exercise that we can easily modify as it is challenging for most people. Okay, we got about 2 minutes of our modified cobra here. Feel free to hold it for 4 minutes. Watch me do the exercise first, or go right to our N-up. But either way, no resting in between. So you're going to lay down on the ground. You're going to sit on the floor. Actually, you're going to start right here and hug your legs and tell yourself, I love you. And realize that the most important thing in your life is to love yourself. For without love, there is not much worth living for. From this step 1, hug yourself position, place your hands on the ground to support your balance. And then extend your legs fully, if possible, as far as you can comfortably extend your legs while laying down with your upper body. So you're going to extend your legs and lay down with your upper body and come right back up to the hug yourself position, the self-hug position. This position 2, you should balance and support your weight with your hands. So position 1, and then position 2 is laying down. Preferably your fingertips as a little support if necessary. Optimally, you will be able to lay down in this position. Adjust your range of motion to your own capabilities. So your range of motion is going to be this small to begin with, just 1 inch, and coordinate the legs and the upper body to move simultaneously to go all the way to the ground, and use your fingertips if necessary, and then you could do it without fingertips. You're going to do as many as you can and document that in your journal. Step 2 into step 1, from laying down to the self-hug, is the hardest part of the motion, and it needs to be done with more force and speed. So this, boom, this is step 1, and this is step 2. Step 2 to step 1, you want to go really quickly in that 1 second motion. Keep your shoulders and knees level throughout the exercise. Both joints remain the same height from the ground as you rise and lower to the ground. Perform as many repetitions as you can with all the focus you can muster. Record how many repetitions, the date, and how you feel from a 1 to 100 scale in your notebook. Realize that you are practicing a Russian methodology of total body tension. This is using your body as a full unit as opposed to isolation exercises. This is a revolutionary method of training that you are practicing without being conscious of it due to compound muscle exercises. Contracting so many muscles at once and thinking about your body as a unit of elastic steel, because that is exactly what muscle is. It is so powerful, it has never been synthesized. Stretch number 2 is a split, since it looks cool. It also greatly reduces pressure on the spine and the nerves, which causes pain for many people. You will practice the split sitting on the ground. You could also practice it standing up like this, but for most people it might be easier to practice it sitting on the ground in a split. Place your feet directly in front of you and simply split them as far away from each other as you can with comfort. One leg at a time. Place your hands as close to your foot as possible. Stretch as deeply as you can, as close to your foot as possible for 10 seconds, and then relax for 3 seconds. So you're gonna go deep, and we're gonna count 10 seconds out. My timer says 28 on the second hand, so I'm gonna do this as hard as I can to 38. I'm gonna relax for just 3 seconds, and then I'm gonna contract this same muscle consciously with my mind and my muscles for 5 seconds, and then stretch again for a bit further for 10 more seconds. So you're gonna create this tension, this neuromuscular tension, and contract 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Could feel that muscle tensen up. And then we're gonna go deeper in a stretch for just 10 seconds. My second hand again says 8. So we're gonna do it to the 18. Going deep, 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 deep. Good. And you could do that again one more time, contracting the muscle for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then going deeper into the stretch for 10 seconds. Deeper. Every time you go into that stretch, you should get deeper. So now we're going to do the other side, and we're going to hold for 10 seconds, Be sure to use this exact time prescription for the stretch, as it is the most effective stretching possible in all of my research and all of my collegiate courses. You're going to contract that muscle again for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, contract as tight as you can for 5 seconds, and then stretch again. Stretching is even documented as increasing your injury and decreasing performance if done before working out, with long static holds, meaning over 30 seconds to minutes long. And you're going to tighten again for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go deeper. So my point is, it's important to warm up before you do all this stretching, as we did by doing our exercises. And always use a cool down or a rest during intense exercises within this program. Okay, so this program is designed to have rest built into it. The modified Cobra can be done with no warm-up due to its low intensity. Do not practice the modified Cobra with this PNF stretching, this contracting. So we're going as deep as we can. We don't have to do that with the modified Cobra. Going stretching deep into it, deeper than we did before for 10 seconds, and then contracting this muscle again for 5 seconds, and then doing it again. Don't practice that. That is PNF stretching. Practice that only with the modified Cobra. Not with the modified Cobra, with your other stretches are split. For an increased challenge and deeper splits, practice this exercise in a standing split. As cool as a split is, not many want nor are willing to do a split. For this reason, doing the stretch on the ground is a great alternative. You can turn the direction of your chest face forward to stretch the obliques, or you could face the chest towards the obliques like this, or you could face the chest towards the ground and focus the stretch more on the lower back. The split can also be done one leg at a time. If you are extremely inflexible and you're not taking this program just to increase your flexibility. So you could bend one leg here, and then you could switch and bend the other leg here. Very simple way to create an alternative, but it's very important to stretch to decrease any type of tightness in the muscle. You can also practice the side split and full splits for increased performance. For optimal flexibility, you may want to practice after every workout, including a PNF or post-neuromuscular facilitated or just tension stretch. You could practice a hip flexor stretch, which is simply to hold a lunge with a padding under your knee, or place your knee on the padding. The total stretching time never needs to be over 5 minutes for a complete training protocol. You can also add a split exercise to be done with your legs, to be done on your back with your legs in the air, practicing splits in the air. And you could go from 25 to 100 repetitions doing this exercise. Just like so, and you could get a bigger split, making sure to show control and keep your feet over your hips optimally. But if your form is off in the beginning, that's okay. Consistency is what really makes the difference. We went a little over in time today for the 10 minutes because I'm explaining the workout, but you did an amazing job, and it should only take 10 minutes to stay super fit. But you could go a few extra minutes if you like, and you could also go less minutes someday. 1 minute does wonders. Thank you so much. Have a great day.